Hey y'all, welcome back. What's up? My name is Greg. This is Age 40 Years, and today we've got a review slash a tasting of one of my favorite distilleries. You call it distilleries, I guess one of my favorite brands because this is MGP, right? So MGP, of course, Penelope was a marketing brand essentially that bought barrels from MGP, started selling another Penelope brand, really created a good following, picked great barrels, did some nice blends, and then ultimately MGP bought the brand back. So this is one of their, I guess you'd call it limited releases. This is their Penelope American Whiskey. This is a Cigar Sessions Chapter 1. And I had the opportunity to pick this up recently, and I got this here locally. It was available for a little while. I think it's a limited release. Last I looked, it was only a few, limited amount of cases sent out. A little bit on the stats for this. This is proof 101, alcohol by volume 50.5. From what I can tell, or what I could find online, this is a mix of American light whiskey, single malt, and bourbon. It is designed, if you don't know what a cigar blend is, a cigar blend, typically cigars and bourbon kind of go together. They're just kind of one with each other, a good complement to one another. So that's what this is designed for. It's designed to be a bourbon that you can drink and enjoy while smoking a cigar and complement that cigar well. So a little bit about the mash bill. According to Penelope, this is a 72% corn, 15% rye, 13% malted barley mash bill. It is aged 6 years. I think that they stated on here. Maybe they don't. Non-chill filtered. I thought they don't state it on here, but they do on their website. So that's kind of interesting. This is the first one. So they say session 1 or chapter 1, excuse me, for the cigar sessions. Interested to see if they come out with another one of these. It is a blended product, and it is finished with some French oak staves. So I love French oak, so that's a good sign. But one of my favorite things about this bottle, and I've had a little bit as you can tell, but I wanted to review it here for y'all. One of my favorite things about this bottle is the label. So if you are a cigar person, you have to be able to notice that this looks like a cigar label on any cigar. And what's cool is if you turn it sideways, it basically looks, and you cut this off right here, the neck, cut that off, you basically have yourself what looks like a cigar with your label. You get your brown from the cigar. I mean, the Penelope people have done it again. They are experts in marketing, and that is the coolest cigar blend look of a label that I've freaking seen yet. And I shouldn't say that. I was going to say I don't care what the bourbon tastes like. I do care what the bourbon tastes like. And, however, I will say, from a marketing perspective, 100%, 10 out of 10, would buy again. Looks so cool. But we're going to taste it and see if the taste matches the label and see what we get here. So with that, let's give it a go. All right, on the nose. Now, I am a Penelope fan in general. It's one of my, I don't know if I'd say favorite brands. I mean, I did say that earlier, but I like a lot of, what got me on them was the Architect, really liked that. Then I really liked, and I had batch 4 or whatever they call it, build 4, I think. Anyway, I liked that one a lot. I've had another Architect bottle that I bought after that, and I did not realize, this is kind of when I was getting into things, I did not realize that they were all going to be different. And so I did not care for the second one that much. Now, I like the Penelope Wheated. It's not my favorite wheated. I like the barrel strength. I like what they do with the Havana and the Rio. I've got a Havana review on the site if you want to check it out. I like the Havana as a dessert bourbon. Now on their toasted stuff, I bought a toasted bourbon once that I had to buy to also get a Weller Full Proof. It was my first Weller Full Proof, and they asked me to buy one of their store picks. Well, it was a Char 5 heavy toast, and it was like chewing on barrel wood. It was so bad. So I feel like if I get the right stuff and I'm more intentional about what I'm getting from Penelope and not just buying it because it says Penelope, then I've had a good experience. because the level 1 or 3 toasted or char on the toasted rye was like heaven in a glass. Now I wish I would have gotten to try the toasted marshmallow. I've heard really good things about that, but I haven't had a chance to try that. Anyway, all that to be said, I do like what Penelope does. I feel like some of their stuff could be hit or miss, and they're trying a lot, which is cool. But anyway, let's see if this one's worth the attempt. So first thing I get on the nose is fruit. I get pear, I get apple. It's light on the nose, which I think is probably, I don't know. I mean, I know what they're trying to do to be a compliment to a cigar, but I don't know what that means, right? Like if you're a cigar smoker, I'm not. I have maybe a cigar a year. But if you're a cigar smoker, what does that mean? What are you looking for? To me, light to balance that kind of robust cigar flavor is what I would think that you'd be going for. Get a little bit of chocolate on here. But yeah, definitely some pear fruit, lightness, 101 proof, but you don't really get it on the nose. Okay. Well, I guess if you're going to pair with tobacco, you might as well taste a little bit like tobacco. That's got a tobacco-y flavor to it, which is pretty good. I mean, they balance it pretty well. You know, I'm not normally a single malt guy, and you can taste just a hint of that in there, just a hint of American single malt. But I think the French oak does a nice job of balancing it out and give you some vanilla flavor in there. I still get that fruit flavor. It's kind of that bright green fruit to me, pear, green apple. Definitely more tobacco-y on that, which is good. I mean, I think, hell, if you're gonna be smoking tobacco, you might as well have a complimentary flavor. We'll say on the finish, it's more oaky than I expected, and not like that sweet vanilla oak that I think you usually get with French oak. It's more of like a kind of a tanniny oak. That being said, I don't think it's bad. I think that's a nice compliment to the overall profile of the bourbon. I think from start to finish, it does a good job of being different along the way. So you get that nice fruit flavor, maybe a little vanilla up front. You transition into more of that tobacco, and then you finish with more of the oak. So you get a little bit of it all. You get the sweetness, you get the tobacco, and still get that fruit along the way. And then at the end, it's more oaky. I don't get any fruit on the back end. Yeah, and like I said, I think you pick up that American single malt in there, but I think it's good. I mean, I'm generally a favorable reviewer, right? I don't bash much at all, and so people probably wonder, well, gosh, of course you said it's good. Well, I like it. I mean, I do. It's a nice blend. It's not my favorite release from Penelope. I will say that. I'm not the, I careful how I say this because I don't want to sound like I'm saying something the wrong way. I think that American single maltness in it, I could have done without that. That's it, right? Like I wish it was a little bit more rich, and less of that kind of biting barley flavor in it. That more like peaty. Do not take it that way. This is not peaty, but that's the best way I can describe that. It's got that little bit of hint of like Scotch single malt flavor to it. And for me, that's not my profile. That being said, would I buy this again? I bought it, I think, at $75. I don't think that I would. I like it. I will enjoy it from time to time. I will make a point to try it with a cigar and see what that's like. But I don't think this is going to be in the regular lineup for me. Now it's a limited release anyway, so I mean, I'm probably not going to see it again anyway. But it's not a miss. It's just not, for me, a profile that I think is, you got to rush out and find one or buy one on secondary. Nah, I wouldn't worry about that. If you're a big cigar guy, though, maybe so. But I don't think they did a poor job with it, and it'll be interesting. I'm sure this will show up in some blinds down the road, and I'll probably either trash it or rave about it, and be totally confused. That's all right. That's just how blinds go. With that being said, though, I like that Penelope continues to explore new options, and I love whoever is doing their marketing, because this is exceptional. If there's anything to take away from this bottle, it is that marketing. It's so cool. They did a great job. So, with that, Penelope American Whiskey Cigar Sessions Chapter 1, Proof 101. For me, it's good. It's not great. I won't buy it again probably. If I had the chance, I would spend that money on it. But that being said, if you're a cigar person, or if you like that single malt profile in a bourbon, or you want to try and find out if you like it, this is a great way to find out if you like that single malt in a whiskey. I know that I don't really, but this is a good entry point to that. It's not overwhelming like some of the other just straight single malts, so give it a go. But with that, of course, I'm always supposed to do this at the beginning and always forget. I ask you to like and subscribe to the video and to the channel. Please leave comments. Again, I'm up to 40 followers, subscribers, whatever. It's not tremendous, right? You got to release more videos to get more people engaged. But I really appreciate the comments I am getting. Everybody's been respectful and kind, and it's fun just to interact with people. That's why I'm doing this. I'm doing it just as a creative outlet, doing it as a way to interact with people. So with that, please drink responsibly, and cheers.